Hey everybody, Mark with ExoticCarplayplace. Today I am talking about a key fob. And what kind of key fob is this? It's for my BMW E60 M5 that I have parked next to me. Now this is a 2006. A lot of these rules that I'm going to talk about, I'm going to give you a few of the little tricks. There's a lot you can program out of these things, but I'm only going to show you a few of the basics. Some of the things that I normally use on a regular basis. It also kind of applies to my E70 X5 that I have. Okay, so I'm going to show you a few of the things, the highlights, with my key fob. Now, firstly, you got to know that if you have a dead battery, maybe a door lock issue that you can't get into the car, this firstly, obviously, I know there's a lot of videos out there that kind of show some of these things, but you squeeze this together, you pull that out, now you have the magic key. This gets you into the driver door. It allows you to take this out, unlock the car, and get into the car if there's some other electrical issue, or you need to even pop one of the trunks or the hood or whatever to gain access to even charge a battery. Should the car be dead, you need this to get into it. Okay, so enough about that. Now some of these features you already know about. They're a given. They're in the owner's manual, but I'll review that as well as some of the extra little pieces that you maybe not so much aware about. So obviously top button is unlock, lock, and then we have a trunk button. Okay, unlock, lock, and trunk. Now with the unlock button, boom, press it once, it opens the driver door. Press it again, it opens the remaining bunch of doors. So it's a two-stage deal. At least that's how this one's set up. Now, the middle button is the lock. You hit it once, everything's locked, including the trunk. Okay, that's super. Now, pretty straightforward stuff. Obviously, a lot of this is in a manual, guys. Here's a couple little pieces that you may or may not know. The trunk, for sure you would. So the trunk button, you hit that. The trunk opens up all by itself, okay? You press it and hold it for a second, the trunk opens up. So now I'm going to close that. Now it does one more thing. So there's a two-part to this button, the trunk button. So if you hold that, hold it longer. Don't let go of it until you get your response. So hold it. Press and hold. It activates the alarm. Press it again. It shuts the alarm off. So that's kind of the panic alarm. Again, it's probably in the owner's manual. Some guys lose their manuals along the way. But again, I just want to summarize, show you guys some of the little tricks. So that's one of the two-stage activation for the trunk. Panic button as well as trunk release. Now, let's talk about some of the other little features. Okay, so firstly, you want to open up the windows and the sunroof. Okay, there's a way to do that from the outside. What you got to do is you hold the unlock button, press and hold it as long. Remember, you've got to hold it as long as you want. The windows will stop when you release the button. So let's just press and hold. What happens is the windows roll down, and then once they're fully rolled down, then the sunroof starts to retract. And as soon as, again, you release the button, that's where it stops right there. So let's show you. I'll hold it. Look at that. Windows, now the sunroof. I'll leave it right there. Sunroof's half open. I can close that later. So that's another cool little feature. Now, from what I understand, this is a Canadian car. And from what I understand, what I've heard through the forums, and please, if anybody out there knows otherwise, please correct me, because I'd like to understand this a little better. But I believe the European or some markets will allow you to reclose the windows with the fob. I guess here in this particular market, my understanding is they don't want you to have that capability because they feel it's a liability, and therefore the lawyers will not allow you to close it without being near the car. Therefore, the fob will not allow you to reclose it. Like, I've seen where other cars, European cars, were able to do a reclose, and that would basically be press and hold the lock button. As you can see, no success. I can lock it, Nothing's happening. What I can tell you is that the doors are locked, but that's all it's allowing me to do. Now, there's another little feature here. Now let's go around to the driver's side and I'm going to show you this. Ready? Okay, so another little feature, and this is because it's the comfort, or the comfort option, if you will, for this car. As you can see, I'm just holding the remote. But as long as I've got the remote on my person, say in my pocket, in your purse, or whatever, you have that remote. What I can do is grab that, the door's open. You'll notice it was locked. Try that again, lock it. The car is entirely locked. See, I'm not even touching this. Let's just put it up here. And the car is open. Another beautiful little trick. You can have it in your pocket or wherever, and it allows you to get in there if your hands are full or whatever. You've got your drinks, your groceries, or whatever you have. Okay, so obviously not all the models are the same. I've seen some where the guys say they put in conventional key into the ignition. Of course, this one is not required. Again, I can have the fob because it senses or detects, the car detects the fob in the area. So it allows me to drive the car without the fob or the key actually in the ignition. I can leave it in my pocket and start the car with the simple push button, which is great. Here, otherwise, you can do it this way. I've had it where this battery was dead and I've had to actually use this. That's an option. So it allows you to basically, put it in, use that as a backup key, if you will. Or, like I said, for the comfort feature, you're able to just keep it in your pocket if you don't need it and your battery's in good shape. Yeah? All right, there we have it, everybody. That is the short and sweet of my key fob operation. I just wanted to show you guys a few of the basic features with the soft touch elements and some of those other features, of course, how some of the buttons work and how they function. Some of them are pretty straightforward, but there's a few little tricks hidden in there. As well, you have to understand that the dealer can actually code your key. Now, if you take your key down to the dealer, they can plug into a laptop and alter different settings and get you different upgraded settings and functions out of your key fob. That's always an option. If you want to do something a little bit different or less conventional, there are some other options that you can add into your functionality. It does get a little complicated. I'd say this largely is the majority of what you would need on a day-to-day basis. So everybody, I hope you liked the video. Again, Mark here signing out. Do make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Do make sure you stick around. I have another video coming out at tomorrow, the same time. You should see my next great video, likely going to be another E60 video. So come back again. We'll talk to you real soon. All right. Bye-bye.